Mafia Manager, A Guide to the Corporate Machiavelli, by V. Quick Summary and Key Takeaways. Introduction: The Manager as a Mafia Boss. The introduction sets the tone for the book, explaining that the lessons derived from mafia management tactics can be applied to corporate life. The key is to balance ruthlessness with strategy, navigating power dynamics, human psychology, and organizational structures to achieve success. The mafia boss serves as an archetype for those seeking dominance and control in business. Key takeaway: corporate success is not about following conventional rules. Instead, mastering power, strategy, and influence like a mafia boss leads to results. Chapter 1: The Importance of Power and Influence. This chapter outlines the foundation of any successful manager's life: power and influence. In the mafia world, power is everything, and the same is true in corporate environments. The author explains how influence works, how to build it, maintain it, and use it to get things done. Mafia bosses understand that influence is more powerful than formal authority. Key takeaway: power and influence are critical for success. Cultivating influence can be more effective than formal authority in getting others to follow. Chapter 2: The Value of Loyalty and Fear. Loyalty is essential in both the mafia and business world. However, the book emphasizes that fear, used wisely, can often ensure loyalty better than friendship. The Mafia Manager explains that keeping people slightly on edge, uncertain of the consequences of disloyalty, ensures stronger allegiance. At the same time, showing fairness and rewarding loyalty is key to maintaining control. Key takeaway: loyalty is important, but fear can be a powerful tool for ensuring compliance. Use it strategically alongside rewards. Chapter 3: Managing People, the Mafia Way. In this chapter, the author delves into the art of managing people. The Mafia Manager knows how to read human psychology and understand what motivates others. The key is to manage people by manipulating their needs and desires. Understanding when to push and when to pull, when to reward and when to punish, is a crucial skill. Key takeaway: managing people is about understanding their motivations and manipulating them to achieve your objectives. A balance of reward and punishment is essential. Chapter 4: Decision-Making, Don't Show Weakness. The Mafia Manager must make decisions decisively and never display indecision. In the corporate world, hesitation is seen as a weakness, and this can erode your authority. The author advises managers to be swift, strategic, and confident in their decision-making. Mistakes are inevitable, but showing weakness is unforgivable. Key takeaway: strong decision-making demonstrates authority. Never show indecision or weakness, even when faced with difficult choices. Chapter 5: Negotiation, Always Have the Upper Hand. The art of negotiation is critical in both mafia dealings and business. The Mafia Manager teaches that the upper hand in negotiations comes from understanding leverage. The chapter emphasizes preparation, knowing the other side's vulnerabilities, and never giving away too much too soon. In negotiations, always make the other party believe they are winning, while you secure the best deal for yourself. Key takeaway: in negotiation, knowledge is power. Control the leverage points and make sure you get what you want while making others feel like they are winning. Chapter 6: Keep your friends close, and your enemies closer. This famous mafia adage is explored deeply in this chapter. The Mafia Manager knows that it's essential to maintain close relationships with those who can support your success. However, it's even more important to keep an eye on potential threats. The author explains how to neutralize competition, anticipate attacks, and stay one step ahead of rivals. Key takeaway: stay close to allies but never lose sight of enemies. Use intelligence and strategy to counteract competition before it becomes a threat. Chapter 7: Delegation and Control. A mafia boss knows that they cannot handle everything themselves. The key is to delegate tasks to trusted lieutenants while maintaining control over the critical aspects of the operation. The same principle applies to corporate managers. Delegating responsibility, while keeping tight control over key decision-making, ensures efficiency and minimizes risks. Key takeaway: effective delegation allows you to focus on what matters most. Delegate tasks but maintain control over critical operations. Chapter 8: Never Apologize, Never Explain. In this chapter, the author explains why mafia bosses never apologize or explain their actions, as it shows weakness and invites challenge. In the corporate world, it's important to avoid appearing vulnerable. The Mafia Manager must take ownership of decisions and remain unshaken, even when things go wrong. Apologies should be rare, and explanations should be avoided. Key takeaway: apologizing and explaining are signs of weakness. Own your actions, stand firm, and avoid unnecessary explanations that might damage your authority. Chapter 9: Build a strong reputation and use it to your advantage. Reputation is everything for the Mafia Manager. A strong reputation can open doors, close deals, and keep enemies at bay. In business, a manager's reputation precedes them, influencing how others view their authority and reliability. The author stresses the importance of cultivating a reputation for strength, reliability, and success. Key takeaway: your reputation is one of your most powerful assets. Build it carefully, protect it fiercely, and use it to your advantage in every situation. Chapter 10: The Art of War in Business. This chapter draws parallels between mafia tactics and Sun Tzu's The Art of War. The Mafia Manager operates in a competitive world, just like in business, where strategic thinking, anticipating moves, and striking at the right time are crucial. The chapter advises managers to see business as a battlefield where every action must be calculated. Key takeaway: business is war. Learn to strategize, anticipate the competition, and strike when the time is right for maximum impact. Chapter 11: Financial Management. Watch the numbers. A successful mafia boss knows the importance of financial discipline. In this chapter, the author explains the necessity of tracking every penny, budgeting for future endeavors, and ensuring a steady cash flow. The same principles apply in business. The Mafia Manager emphasizes the importance of financial awareness to prevent overspending and ensure long-term sustainability. Key takeaway: financial discipline is critical. Keep a close eye on your resources, manage cash flow carefully, and budget for long-term success. Chapter 12: Knowing when to cut your losses. In both the mafia and the business world, not every plan will succeed. This chapter advises managers to know when to abandon a failing project or partnership. The Mafia Manager doesn't waste resources on lost causes. Similarly, business leaders must recognize when to pivot and cut their losses, focusing instead on more promising ventures. Key takeaway: be prepared to cut your losses. Don't waste time or resources on failing endeavors. Pivot to more successful opportunities when necessary. Chapter 13: Dealing with Betrayal. This chapter focuses on handling betrayal, a constant threat in mafia life and the corporate world. The author explains how to recognize the signs of betrayal early, how to deal with it swiftly and decisively, and how to prevent future betrayals by creating a culture of loyalty and fear. Trust is fragile, and the Mafia Manager must always be vigilant. Key takeaway: betrayal is inevitable, but swift action and strong preventive measures can mitigate the damage. Cultivate loyalty and anticipate potential betrayals. Chapter 14: The Importance of Patience. The Mafia Manager knows that success doesn't come overnight. This chapter stresses the importance of patience in both personal development and business growth. Quick, hasty decisions can often lead to failure, while long-term planning and patience can build sustainable success. The Mafia Manager is always thinking several moves ahead. Key takeaway: patience is key to long-term success. Plan ahead and don't rush into decisions. Good things come to those who wait. Chapter 15: The Final Move, Exit Strategy. The book concludes with a discussion about having an exit strategy. In the mafia, few bosses retire peacefully, but in the business world, a good exit strategy can secure your legacy and wealth. The Mafia Manager must always be prepared to leave on their own terms, ensuring they've built something sustainable that can continue in their absence. Key takeaway: always have an exit strategy. Plan for your eventual departure and ensure that your legacy continues after you're gone. Conclusion: The Corporate Machiavelli. The book wraps up by reinforcing the core message that corporate life is akin to the mafia world. Success requires cunning, strategy, and a willingness to bend or break the rules. The Mafia Manager is ruthless, calculating, and always a few steps ahead of everyone else. Those who master these principles will dominate in their field. Key takeaway: success in the corporate world requires strategy, manipulation, and control. By following these mafia principles, you can rise to the top. Final thoughts. The Mafia Manager by V is a no-nonsense guide to corporate strategy, offering insights drawn from mafia tactics. It teaches the reader how to manage power, influence people, and navigate the complexities of business with ruthless efficiency. The lessons are grounded in pragmatism and focus on achieving results by any means necessary. We recommend you read this book. Do not forget to subscribe to Zillionpro for more quick summary audiobooks.